Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the disability meeting for May 2018. Please make your introductions to the record.
Stephanie Zimberg, designee for Police Commissioner O'Neill.
John Dorsett, designee for Controller Scott Stringer.
Cynthia Collins, designee for Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Phil Dukes, designee for Commissioner Jacques Finance.
Amy Cassidy, Law Department, present by invitation.
Marta Ross, Law Department, present by invitation.
Joe Alejandro, designee for Patrick Lynch, John Puglisi, Mubarak Abdul-Jabbar, and I have the proxy of Merritt Riley.
Chris McGrath, PBA by invitation.
Mark Marino, PBA by invitation.
Brad Shaw, PBA by invitation.
Anthony Brelli, designee for Ed Mullins, SBA.
Gary DeRosa, SBA, present by invitation.
Nick Sifuni, present by invitation as counsel, SBA, LBA, CEA.
Steve Babilia, designee for Lutarco, LBA.
Roy Richter, CEA.
Kenny Sparks, DEA, designee for Mike Howell.
Karen Paxton, DEA by invitation.
Marty Williams, DEA by invitation.
Sherry Chan, City Actor, present by invitation.
Dr. Johnson, Police Surgeon, present by invitation.
Bob Sanskis, Pension Fund, present by invitation. Kevin Halloran, Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Anthony Antonellis, Medical Division, present by invitation.
Diane Clark, present by invitation, Police Pension Fund.
Charles Schroeder, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Nicole Jambrisi, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
John Flynn, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Stanley Thomas, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Mary Young, Police Pension Fund, present by invitation. Dina Lawrence, Pension Fund, present by invitation.
And Jeff Rodriguez, Pension Fund by invitation.
Samantha, Pension Fund.
Alyssa Roca, Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Lisa Garcia, Pension Fund, present by invitation.
Okay, Joe, before we get started, I just want to announce, of course, most of you all know, but Bobby got promoted to inspector.
My God! Well deserved. Guy in 275 gets me on the subject.
We're very happy at Pension. It was a great thing that the police commissioner did. We really appreciate it. And we're going to try and get Kenny Sparks promoted. Thank you, Joe.
Congratulations, Bob. Page one, public session, page one, to confirm the next meeting date, Wednesday, June 13, 2018. Pages 2 through 8.
Nothing of a controversial nature, Joe, so move.
So moved, thank you, Kenny. Pages 9 through 29, a letter regarding preliminary fiscal year 2019 employee contribution.
So the preliminary fiscal year 2019 contribution is $2,557,052,791. This represents an increase of about $164 million from preliminary 2018.
The preliminary, or?
I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody might have.
I think what the PBA, before there's a vote on the next page on your resolution, actually on both resolutions, PBA would respectfully request that we get copies of the backup material to the proposed resolutions, and that if the board does not see fit to give us that, we'd like to have a roll call vote on that.
Okay, roll call vote.
Okay, so we're talking about the 2019 employee?
Totally right. And this is for the backup data, the PBA getting the backup data to that resolution. And it will be also for the final also. No, you do on page 30. Pages 30 and page 52, you're going to have resolutions.
So respectfully, I believe that we would have to vote on the two resolutions before us, and then the PBA may introduce a third resolution to this matter.
So the PBA is requesting the data regarding the resolution.
No, respectfully, Joe, I get that you're asking for the data, and I think that that's a separate question to the question before us, which is whether or not to approve the preliminary fiscal year 2019 employer contribution. I recognize that there is an outstanding, that there's a request that goes part and parcel to that, with, or I should say from the PBA. However, I think we procedurally have to address the resolution that's before us before we can entertain a resolution after that fact. But I'll let one of the lawyers chime in on that, but that's my understanding.
I think that's correct. I think the only comment we would have, I don't think we care procedurally or in what order it goes, as long as if the request data resolution goes after the other two are passed, and the fact that the other two have already been passed isn't used to say we can't request that resolution.
Right. You understand
Block
that?
the box.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, yes, don't block the thing, good luck.
So, are we ready?
So you started.
So having a roll call vote on the resolution, that's on the calendar, right?
Yes. Yeah, so I think we're going with what Roy said.
So that's page 30, the resolution regarding preliminary fiscal year 2019 employee contribution.
Okay. PBA,
PBA abstains on this one.
DEA,
Yes.
SBA,
Yes.
LBA,
Yes.
CEA,
Yes.
Commissioner of Finance,
Yes.
Mayor's Office,
Yes.
Controller,
Yes.
and the Police Commissioner.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay. Pages 31 through 51, a letter regarding the final fiscal year 2018 contribution, followed by, on page 52, the resolution regarding the final fiscal year 2018 employee contribution.
Okay, PBA,
PBA abstains on that also.
DEA,
Yes.
SBA,
Yes.
LBA,
Yes.
CEA,
Yes.
Commissioner of Finance,
Yes.
Mayor's Office,
Yes.
Controller,
Yes.
and the Police Commissioner.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, as a point of order and with regards to those employee contribution votes, the PBA respectfully requests the board allow it to get all the backup data to those resolutions. So I just ask for a roll call vote on that.
Do we want to write up a resolution for that, or?
Well, it would be the same as we've had in the past with regards to these contributions, that the PBA asks for the data regarding the contribution request from the actuary.
I don't know, do you have any resolutions?
Are you asking for data of the police pension fund or the office of the actuary?
From the office of the actuary.
Isn't that something that I feel like we should ask for a resolution?
Why don't we just find the old one and revisit it?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You just find the old one and we've asked for this.
Respectfully, if the information is being provided by an entity that's not the pension fund, I don't know if we have the ability to direct any agency, let alone the actuary, to provide data. I'm just administratively, I don't know how the pension fund as a board has the authority to make the request of an outside entity.
I think one of the answers is that the actuary provides data to this board in order to fulfill its functions in providing benefits to its members. And to that extent, everything that the actuary hands us has demographic data and other materials that are utilized in making this contribution request. So I don't know how we cannot ask that data, that backup data that the actuary is utilizing. Plus, I believe under the law, the actuary works for the pension funds.
And just to supplement what Joe said, I don't think we need to rehash the prior discussions we've had on this issue. I think the law department has said that if the board request the data from the actuary, that it would need to be provided. So previously we've asked for a board resolution vote. And last time we did it was in connection with the skim calculation without waiving our right to say that the individual trustee can request it. So it's just a similar resolution that we're requesting here for a roll call vote on whether the board is going to authorize the request. It's a simple request, consistent with what we asked a couple of months ago with regard to the skim calculation.
do you want the law department to opine on that?
I think they've already
I think
opined
they
on
already
this.
have a fine.
So we did issue an opinion in June of last year that specifically addressed the board's authority to request data from the actuary's office, and we emphasized that since it's an act of the board under Administrative Code 13-216B, that a resolution would have to pass by at least 7/12 cast by all members of the board. So because requesting data from the actuary constitutes an action, such a request would have to be made by a resolution. We also emphasize that since every trustee owes a duty of a fiduciary duty of loyalty to the PPF, part of that duty is to refrain from disclosing this confidential information to third parties, et cetera. So in any event, we did emphasize that if the board was to pass this resolution to seek data, the trustee should use the fund information to solely for fund business. And that is under question 3 of an email communication from June 13th, 2017.
So given that, it's my understanding, based on what the law department has just told you, PBA is respectfully requesting the board to consider that we ask for the data and that we get the data. That's all. If you vote, you're free to choose however you want to vote on it. So that was the request, as we've done in the past with regards to actuarial requests of the board. And so PBA is just, again, requesting the board to vote on whether to allow it to have the data.
Marta, do we need a written resolution or is an oral resolution sufficient?
I'm not aware of what the actual protocol would be in terms of oral or written. That would be up to the fund in terms of that administrative process.
I feel like we've voted on things without having a written document in front of us. It is the norm to have a written document, but I think we have in the past.
But I think the PBA would have to make a motion requesting the board to
Vote on whether to allow it to have the data.
Well, I think that it's asking the board to put in a request to the actuary for the data.
So let me just state your resolution.
So the motion is that the board, the PBA respectfully asks the board to allow it to request of the actuary the data with regards to the employer contribution request currently on the agenda. So I'd like a roll call vote on that.
No, excuse me,
Joe, you're asking for a roll call vote? Is that
Yes.
what we're?
Yes.
Oh, do we have a
motion?
Do we have a second? I think you can still get a roll call vote.
Yeah, it has to be a second.
You're merely asking for everyone's answer. I'm sorry, off the record.
No,
Back on the record?
The SBA is second.
Because there's no objection.
For the objections now,
We have a second.
we have a second. So roll call vote, please.
BBA,
PBA says yes.
DEA,
No.
SBA,
Yes.
LBA,
No.
CEA.
No.
Commissioner of Finance,
No.
Mayor's Office,
No.
Controller,
No.
and the PC.
No.
Okay, the vote does not carry.
Okay, and finally, page 53, resolution regarding fiscal year 2019 budget.
Okay, you have a resolution in front of you. for fiscal year 2019. The only difference from last year is we broke out the two budget items, which is cops versus the rest of our budget. So the total we're looking for is $43,768,315. Do we have a motion?
The Mayor's office makes a motion to approve the budget for fiscal year 2019.
Second?
The Controller's Office will second that to illustrate concurrence.
Okay. Any objections? Thank you.
Okay. So with that, I make a motion that we go into executive session for purposes of discussing disability cases.
Second.